Hi, my name is Cindy H. Johnson. I'm a realtor with Edina Realty, serving the northwestern suburbs of Minneapolis. Two questions that I get asked frequently are, what do you need to do to get your house ready to sell? And do you need to hire a stager? Today, I'm going to address those questions and talk about the 4 Ds of getting your home ready to sell. Getting your home ready to sell doesn't require a lot of money, and it doesn't usually require a professional stager. It just requires a lot of time and a lot of elbow grease. Depending on the condition of your home, it could take a very long time to get your home in show-ready condition. So you'll want to start at least a month before you plan to list. It may be good to create a timeline that breaks it down into smaller projects so that you don't get overwhelmed. Before I jump into the 4 Ds, I would like to say a few words about professional stagers. I believe that you can always benefit from having the help of a stager. They're trained professionals that not only know what looks best in your home, they also know what is likely to increase the saleability. We often become blind to items and issues that we've looked at in our house for years, so it's always beneficial to have a neutral third party take a walk through your home and make recommendations. It also helps to take the emotion out of the situation. I personally think that it's so important to have a stager's professional opinion that I included in all my sellers packages. Now, let's jump into the first D of preparing your home for sale, decluttering. Clutter takes up space, and space is what sells. We want your home to look as large and as roomy as possible. There are many different philosophies on how to approach decluttering. You need to determine what's right for you. There's a lot of shows and books and podcasts about decluttering that you may want to check out before you get started. One popular approach is tidying up with Marie Kondo. She believes that you should only keep items that spark joy and that you should thank each item before getting rid of it. For me, what works best is to completely empty an entire room and start by arranging all of the items by category. That way you can easily recognize the duplicates and easily identify your favorites. Then you sort all the items into 5 boxes: trash, donate and sell, fix, store, and keep. Focus on eliminating any duplicate items or things that you've not used in the past 6 months. Clear away all clutter. If you're serious about staging your home, all clutter must go. End of story. It's not easy, and it may even require utilizing off-site storage or even some professional counseling, but it's well worth the trouble. Most people need to eliminate 30 to 50% of their stuff in order to get their home ready to show. One thing that may be helpful is to view this task as pre-packing. If you plan to sell your home, you will likely be moving in the next 3 to 6 months. So pack up any items you'll not be using during that time. Label the boxes and get them out of the house. There. Now you've got part of your packing done and your house is decluttered. Now don't forget to go through your closets, your storage spaces, and don't forget the garage. Remember, it's not an exercise in moving the clutter from one room to another room or into the garage. It's an exercise in getting up to 50% of your belongings off of the property. When you're done decluttering, it's time to move on to the second D, deep cleaning. Notice I didn't say casual cleaning or kind of cleaning. I mean clean like Oprah's coming over. You may want to tackle this deep cleaning and decluttering in tandem. For example, before putting all of your items in the cupboard, deep clean that space, then replace and organize your items. Work on one area of the house, decluttering and deep cleaning along the way, then move on to the next room. When you're deep cleaning, pay special attention to light switch plates and doorknobs. These items get touched a lot and they never seem to get cleaned. I don't know how many seemingly pristine homes I've been in that have grungy switch plates and gross doorknobs. Power wash your siding, your walkways, your deck. Wash your windows inside and out, all parts. Sliders, grooves, tracks, and sills. An electric toothbrush is a great tool for getting into grooves and crevices. Buy a couple of cheap ones and throw them away when you're done. Get your carpet steam cleaned. I don't recommend cutting corners and doing this yourself. Do-it-yourself carpet cleaning does not get rid of odors and deep set stains as well as the professional steamers do. When was the last time you washed your drapes or curtains? If you're like most people, the answer is probably never. Be sure to clean and press them to show off those newly cleaned windows. In the kitchen, clean everything inside and out. Take the oven door off and take it apart. Yes, the door does come apart. Get into every little groove with the electric toothbrush. Clean the inside and the outside of the dishwasher, the microwave, freezer, and fridge. And there should be nothing on the outside of your refrigerator. No magnets, no artwork. Scrub down your kitchen table and chairs, inside and out of your cupboards, countertops, and any other surfaces. If wood surfaces are grimy, use a mixture of equal parts of warm water and vinegar and wipe repeatedly using a cloth. It's important to go with the grain. Use that electric toothbrush to get into every crack and every crevice. If you have tile, clean the grout. That's another great use for that darn electric toothbrush. If you have wood floors, use a cleaner specifically for wood. In the bathroom, take care of hard water stains using lemon and vinegar. The combination of these acids helps to break up the mineral deposits. This is how it works. After you clean the surfaces, take a halved lemon and rub it all over the mineral stained surfaces. Then soak a paper towel in vinegar and use it to cover up the stained area. Leave it on the surface for about an hour or so and then wipe it down. Repeat over and over again until your surfaces are shiny. Break out that electric toothbrush to help with the tough spots. Now, don't forget the garage. You'd be amazed how many prospective homebuyers comment on a clean and organized garage. It gives them the perception that you're meticulous about everything and take great care of your entire home. If you're considering getting the opinion of a professional stager, this is the perfect time to do it because staging advice can help you with the final 2 Ds. Now we're going to move on to the third D, detailing. A lot of people get their cars detailed, so why not do it for your house? You would be surprised how tiny little details stand out when the rest of the house is deep cleaned and clutter-free. After living in your house for several years, you often become blind to some of these little details, but prospective home buyers won't be, so you need to take care of them before you list your house. First of all, I want to talk about lighting. It's important that your home be well lit. It helps home buyers to see every detail of the home and it makes it seem like a bright, warm, sunny place to live in. I recommend putting in all new light bulbs. This may seem like a bit much, but it's a relatively inexpensive thing that can make a big difference. It ensures that all the fixtures are shining their brightest and multiple bulb fixtures look bright and new, and each bulb looks exactly the same. Consider adding new fixtures to dark rooms. Now, the front of the house is often forgotten because homeowners typically use their back doors. Make sure you do not neglect the front entry area. This is the best way to make a good first impression. Make sure your doorbell works. If it doesn't, fix it. Check the paint on the door and trim. If it's not pristine, repaint it. Make sure the doorknob and lock is in working order. Oil any squeaks and consider replacing rattling and dinged up doorknobs. Have a new, clean doormat outside the door and inside the door. Make sure house numbers are easy to read. If they're not, repaint them or replace them. Also, make sure that your mailbox looks good. Yes, even if your mailbox is across the street, it can make a bad impression. Think about overall curb appeal. Mow and trim the lawn, reseed or sod as needed. Style your dining room table. It can look haunting if it's empty, and we want buyers to imagine themselves living in this house. Make it so inviting that they can imagine themselves and their family sitting at the table. Arrange the furniture to avoid roadblocks. Create traffic flow that encourages people to walk through the house without getting hung up by a giant sectional or a cabinet. Use extra rooms wisely. Turn your junk room into a sitting room or an office or an exercise room. Paint a picture that shows every inch of your home is usable, comfortable space. In the bathroom, bars of soap should be fresh and clean. Towels should be spotless and matching. Every garbage can should be emptied. If your grout is stained or missing, replace it. Look at light switch plates to make sure that all of the screws match. It's surprising how mismatched screws stand out when the rest of the house is in pristine condition. When styling your home, remember that less is more. There is no need for 17 throw pillows when 2 will do. Also, remember that green is good. Houseplants help make your home feel fresh and alive, and they're a neutral accessory that very few people are going to be offended about. We have now arrived at the fourth and final D, depersonalize. In many cases, you'll have a good start at depersonalization after you've completed the first 3 Ds and have decluttered, deep cleaned, and detailed your home. On the surface, it seems like this is a relatively easy thing to do, but taking your personal touch out of your home that you've lived in for years can be emotionally difficult. This step is important because it'll be so much easier for buyers to imagine themselves in the house if there are no photos or other personal items. Remove all personal photos, mementos, and overly specific knickknacks. Remove overly religious items or items that reflect your political point of view. Trim back photos or items that promote a specific sport or hobby, like trophy animal heads and signs that say, "I'd rather be hunting." Remove personal items like toothbrushes, combs, and brushes from countertops. Finally, eliminate any signs of pets. Make sure dog poop is picked up from the yard, hide the kitty litter, pet food bowls, and leashes. Even people that love animals and have pets of their own would rather that their home not have been inhabited by pets in the past. Now, you may feel like your house feels a little empty without these personal touches. Avoid the need to fill every space with other photos and decorative items. If you remove a personal item and it's left a noticeable gap, consider replacing with neutral pictures from the home stores. Or you could even use those same frames and frame pictures from magazines or fabric that matches your decor. Don't overthink it. It does not need to be complicated or expensive. And remember, green is good. You can always add houseplants. Don't forget to hide all your valuables and prescriptions. You may want to place them in a box that you bring with you when you leave the house for showings. That's it. That's all. That's all there is to it. I know it sounds like a lot of work, and that's because it is a lot of work. I promise you that you will not regret decluttering, deep cleaning, detailing, and depersonalizing your home before you list it. It will make it more inviting to prospective buyers and will make packing and moving so much easier. For more tips on selling your home, check out other videos on my YouTube channel.